Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hi, how's it going?
Hello.
This is episode 18 of Once Upon a Game, and this is the second hour of our game called Downfall by Carolyn Hobbs. And this is, for those who don't know, this is a story game variety show where we create ring-like worlds and go mine our brains of these sort of like creative fictional gems until there's nothing left for 3 hours, and then it goes off and the ring world finds some more brains. So this is a extremely rules light game. It's going to be mostly just us coming up with sort of like fictional things. The games kind of give us framework, and we supply the essential ingredients from our brains here. So far we have come up with our haven being a ring world that sort of like goes around from different planet to planet, mining and extracting all the resources out of it until continuing off. And our ring world is called Omega because it is the end, and the ends justify the means. Our world is very, very much like Donald Trump's utopia. Basically, just don't give a fuck about anybody except the military.
That's a great analogy.
It's kind of what it is. Unfortunately, I don't want to be too political or anything like that, but yeah. So, with that, we're going to get into the second part of the game, which is sort of like the coming up with our characters. This is the second and last part of the setup phase of the game, because after this, we actually start to create scenes, and we light this sort of societal bonfire, and the rest of the game, we get to watch it burn. As sort of the flaw takes hold and our hero tries to prevent it. So, looking forward to that. So, guys, the next part is that we're going to do our character creation stuff. We're going to do it together because we're going to be rotating these characters around as the game goes. So these characters are more like hats that we're going to wear. And the game gives us sort of like rules and framework for who wears what hat at what time. But the rules as they are now, we get to create our hero first. So we are the protagonist struggling against the flaw of this society. We are the person who is against this sort of perfectionism. We're going to try to fix our society. Can we do it? Ultimately, no, we're not going to. But we're gonna try. So we're gonna give it the old college try here. So. The first thing we want to do is we want to answer the question of our occupation. So what does our hero do? Basically, what tradition is your occupation connected to? So one of these 6 traditions that we came up, these square boxes up here, our hero is connected to one of them with a job in some way. I mean, off the cuff, the easiest one for me to think is that he's a military person. He's like a middle ranking, like middle manager in the military.
Yeah, like he could also be like a,
You know what I mean?
like a guy who
Or
makes
like an
guns.
aide de camp to the government. He's like a gun manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like works for Smith and Wesson, Space Smith and Wesson. He could be a lawyer who oversees relationship contracts.
God.
Or he could be the guy who signed, or he could also, that kind of ties into the guy who gives the societal receipts to the sick and destitute, saying the congratulations.
Perhaps.
Like, it's like getting that is the opposite of Social Security. It's literally like social garbage dump. It's just like anybody they don't like, they just let go instead of like raising everybody.
Perhaps he's he's got like an old book or something detailing like, I don't know, perhaps he's got an old copy of the Bible, and he's like, what are our values? What is going on? He's reading through this book about how like you're supposed to treat each other, and he's soaking it all in. He's almost trying to spread it amongst people. He's trying to create religion in this perfect society, and he's rebelling against it, and that ultimately
So
is his goal.
So that would be an occupation connected to government or what?
I'm not sure
Is he-
what his
is he-
occupation is.
Well, no, like I feel like symbolically that's what he's gonna do, right? Like that's the point. Like he's supposed to find something that he's like gonna buck against, right?
Yeah.
What if he's a fashion designer? What if he wants to create cool clothes?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I just
I
want
like
to
the
rock
first thing.
it.
I like the priest
Okay.
thing actually a lot, and like it would fall kind of under government, but because like the government that is there right now in the society controls literally everything, and like how we see like government is like our religion also governs a part of our being, right? Like,
Sure. So he's part.
they
So
set, like,
so he's connected to the
traditions and
government.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, and perhaps he's almost been enlightened by his reading of this text and believes that, like, you know, he's almost seeing things from a different angle about how messed up the world is, in a sense. Like, you know, you can't just let, you can't just kill off the sick and dying. Like,
Yeah, I think
he's had a complete change of heart about the.
totally keeping up with the sort of like Donald Trump sort of thing. I feel like this religion is kind of like once was a humble religion that was taken to sort of like a gospel of wealth kind of angle, where the, like, you know, God blesses you, or like space God blesses you because you have the most wealth, right? Like you wouldn't have the most wealth if God didn't like you, right?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's been corrupted. Like originally it was like the meek will inherit the earth, but then it's like, fuck that, you have riches because God likes you.
Yeah.
Right.
We have this
And
inheritance.
I think and our hero kind of like reads between the lines and kind of sees how this was kind of corrupted, and he wants to speak out against it.
Sure. Yeah.
Love it. So how does he currently, what does he kind of do as a religious leader? Where does he work particularly? Does he work in like an office setting? Is he like a theocrat? Does he work in like
tiers of the, you know, elite palace?
Oh, there absolutely are tiers. Absolutely.
One of them, there's like a side building is like the almost like a big grand building, but it's not grand in a sense. It's very plain and quite minimalistic, but it is like the place of worship, quote unquote. Because I really have this very, in my head at least, a very plain and minimalistic style for things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
So-
it's extremely, it's like just like the fashion. Like I know we didn't talk. Like I imagine the architecture as well. Yeah, everything is very, very pragmatic.
Lots of whites and
so-
blacks,
yeah.
very bland.
So our hero like tends to this temple of like this corrupted temple. That's in the heaven. I actually wrote down
yeah.
heaven between
Yeah, yeah.
quotes.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean,
That's really good.
Yeah, no, I like that it's called the Heaven District because it has sort of like the main temple in it or whatever.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but like all the people aren't allowed to go there.
Yeah.
Kids.
Perhaps,
Only
like-
the highest elite are allowed to
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Perhaps it's a bit of a silly concept. Perhaps he, as one of his things, he mixes paint and he paints things because everything's so bland and minimalistic. He wants to express things with just color, just anything that isn't just, you know, the very blacks, whites.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I like that idea that he's
Brainstorm.
into, like he's going to be bucking against other things as well. Yeah, that's a good idea for scenes.
Society, he just
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
While obviously trying to avoid the steel fist of the government.
so ultimately, what tradition do we oppose, and why do we oppose it? Do we oppose? It sounds like we oppose like socially or morally. It would be sort of like death, like the sick, the destitute. Like maybe like that's what started it. So maybe that's what he's opposing right now.
Yeah. That sounds good.
What do you think, Sosie?
No, that sounds good. I'm thinking perhaps maybe he
This isn't the only thing he opposes, but this is like the starting thing. Like, because he's a priest, probably he has to.
Yeah.
He gets stuck on this duty, or whatever, and then he kind of gets a change of heart or whatever.
perhaps. Actually, no. This is probably development for the no.
Yeah.
Develop into it's an idea.
Yeah.
I'll think on it. No, death definitely sounds like one of the ones we could work on.
All people are of value to.
Yeah, everyone is
What do we
useful.
call it? Do we call her a god, or do we call it? Do we call our religion to a god or to something or?
I don't think we need to have a
I
god.
think in the era of space travel, the theory of God is pretty much like at least amongst society. I think they may be.
I like the idea of calling God the Alpha and we're the Omega.
Yeah.
To
for
show,
that
also
works.
to
Yeah.
symbolically show how far we have drifted from sort of his message, or whatever,
Yeah.
or its message.
Yeah. So he was the beginning and we're now the end.
Yeah.
I like-
Sure. Okay. So let's describe our hero. What do they look like? I typically like to think of like maybe like an actor or something like that.
God, I don't watch films.
Yeah. Or actress. Well, let's start with that. Is it a guy or a girl? Or is it ambiguous?
I don't think it matters for me. So if anyone has a strong
Maybe
opinion.
we should
Yeah, I don't have a
define
strong opinion.
perhaps as the this social perfection. Do they have any gender bias in that?
No, I don't think they would, right? So I feel like it would be pretty much
Yeah.
like very similar.
The one time we need dice, goddamn.
I like
mean-
I like the idea of him being a male priest because I feel like the religious whatever is still only allows males to be priests or something. Like maybe we could have that little angle there.
All right.
Sure. Like
In a way, yeah. Sorry.
probably think it's like really strongly gender binary, because like if you're a woman, you also have like your duty to the empire of like, well, you're 20 now, it's time to have a baby.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why aren't you maintaining a mutually selfishly, self-interested
Yeah.
business contract with that nice boy down the street?
yeah. So, yeah.
So, do we want to go guy or girl?
I don't,
I think male. I think
sure.
Okay. Male.
if only because it's already
Is he like average?
I think he's
Yeah.
young-ish at least.
relatively young,
Youngish.
quite
So in the 20s, like late 20s?
yeah.
I'd say early 20s.
Okay, I'll just say
I mean,
20s.
he's a priest though, isn't he? But I guess though in this society he probably
Yeah.
was brought up and then allocated his job, depending
Oh.
on like some tests that he did. They were like, "Here is your job. This is what you do in life.
Oh.
Enjoy it."
Mmm.
You were good at gardening, so you're now gardening.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I got ideas for that. Yeah, he was maybe he didn't want to be a priest and he was assigned it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, just a male, youngish 20s. That's everything else isn't important. We'll come up with it in play.
Yeah.
The next thing we want to do is we want to come up with a fallen. So the fallen is one of the many who will end up will be ending up representing and promoting the flaw of perfectionism. The fallen role is supposed to challenge the hero and make their struggle difficult. Over the course of scenes, whenever the hero does something or proclaims something, you have the chance to say, but there is a consequence, and narrate the consequence to those actions. So, as a fallen, the first thing we want to come up with is their relationship to the hero. So, we have our... Oh, shit, no, we didn't do it. We didn't come up with the hero's name.
Oh.
Should we come up with like a strong like male protagonist name, or do we want to do like a symbol or something like that?
04117.
I mean that's neat, but I'm never gonna call
No.
him
Well,
04117 the whole game.
Is his-
so
is his name
probably need
Zero?
to come up with like a nickname or something.
I don't know. I was just going along with the whole perfectionism thing. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
name.
No, oh man, if people were just named barcodes, that would suck.
Oh, like
Maybe-
and like it's fine if he has it. I'm just saying, me playing that, it'd be nice if he at least also had
Yeah.
some sort of
Yeah.
nickname.
Yeah.
Or if they just call him by whatever their profession is.
So his name would be like Shepherd or something like that, or like
Yeah.
pastor.
He's priest.
Or, oh yeah, I just like calling the idea his name's priest, or he goes by priest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think
Yeah.
about
And perhaps as a
Maybe,
thing,
yeah.
when the military, if like the police say, they're all numbers and things. They don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if the military shows up, they'll be like Citizen 0173
Yeah.
Alpha.
Yeah.
And then you have to like remember which number you. It's like, oh shit, no, it's me. Run.
Awesome. So let's look at the Fallen. So we have to find somebody first as the relationship to the hero. We have to define somebody to be sort of the embodiment of the flaw, to make the hero's life more difficult. So the relationship to the hero could either be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a parent or guardian, it could be a leader, like civically or in the job, or even a lover. What do we think? What are we thinking for a cool like villain for our game? I love the idea of it being a lover, personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't that go against the whole?
Ooh.
Because isn't the whole thing about it's all just contracts?
It is, and now it's like a spurned lover, right?
Perhaps that's
Like-
his relationship with them. Perhaps that's the issue.
Yeah, perhaps.
Oh god. Okay, so like he is in love with the
Yeah.
lover,
He's actually he
But-
like actually has love for somebody, and it
but
just won't work.
she
Yeah.
is only like dating him because he works in heaven.
Yeah, or like
And there's a
oh.
lot of status
Yeah.
connected to that.
Yeah, maybe she works in like okay. So she is a lover. I'm gonna write that down. Lover.
I must say the pictures you've chosen at the side seem oddly like fortuitous.
That is actually the cover art for the book,
Oh wow.
which is available on Less Than 3 Games for $10.
So it is.
Lover.
It's a neat little picture.
So what is the occupation of our lover? So I love the idea that they were dating strictly. She's dating him strictly for status.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get up there. Is she someone in the? I don't know. Does she work with fashion stuff?
So
she in the military?
Government and military are probably the most ambitious ones.
Yeah,
So one of those.
she's connected to military.
Yeah.
So military?
Yeah. I would just say she's a low-ranking officer, just officer,
Shoot. Yeah.
trying to vie for power up there. So is she particularly attractive or anything? I would say female. I would also say youngish. Same as protagonist. I think I would say she's of lower status than protagonist initially.
Shoot.
Yeah, perhaps they use him as a stepping stone at some point.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Climb
think.
the
Yeah.
the perfection ladder.
Mm-hmm. I totally see that going on. Awesome.
But he's blinded by this, false love in a sense.
Yeah, she was. Tice mentions in chat. Was she working as a waitress in a cocktail bar? Awesome. So
God.
the next one is the pillar, and the pillar is sort of like the foil to the hero. So while the fallen is actively promoting the flaw, the pillar is sort of just like your average Joe. They're sort of just like the pulse of society. They either apologize or ignore the harm caused by the flaw, and they sort of just reflect the sentiments of the average citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I keep doing this. What is the fallen's name? I forgot. Before we move on again, I keep forgetting names tonight. Sorry about that.
Let's call her Spike.
Yeah, I like Spike.
After like the bullets that they shoot.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Spike Lee. No, Spike. Okay. What should our pillar's relationship to the hero be? Maybe like I'm thinking mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Could
Perhaps
be. What?
So perhaps he also works in the same building as a different job. Or
Yeah.
perhaps, yeah, maybe.
Or it could be someone sick and destitute that he had to take care of or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe.
That made him have to switch. What if it's a family member that was like given a receipt and he's like secretly taking care of him or something like that?
Yeah, he's got like some sort of secret like hospital almost running underneath the
Yeah.
building where he has like a bunch of sick people.
So is it a family member or a friend?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I think I like family member more because it's more personal, but it could also be friend. Oh, what do you think, Sosi?
Right.
Perhaps, yeah, I think family member, but at the same time, because they're this just sort of average Joe, they almost don't necessarily agree with him like actively trying to stop like them from dying in a sense. Like they've been given their receipt and
Yeah, like what are you doing? Like trying to take care of us? Like you're stupid. Like you're
Yeah, like,
you're wasting your time when you could be climbing that ladder,
yeah.
right? Grinding that society XP instead of hanging out with us. Totally.
Ending red.
So.
Yeah. All right. So it's his sister.
Ooh, sister. So then, is she like sick or disabled or?
I think she's sick. I don't think she's like to the point yet where she gets her certificate, but it's
Okay.
like definitely an option for in play. But yeah, she's sick and she works in fashion.
Oh.
She gets to handle dyes and stuff.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, I love that a lot. Actually, that's awesome. And describe herself. Is she an older sister, younger sister? Like older sister.
Sure.
So it has this almost feeling of responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. Cool. So now I think we're actually ready to begin our scenes. So does anybody first want to?
What's her name?
I will describe that first. So what's going to
the
happen?
pillar's
Oh,
sister.
the pillar's name. Yeah.
Because we forget.
I forget the names every single time. Welcome to Once Upon a Game where Eric forgets the name for everybody. Sister should be, so we have Priest, Spike. Something like Duty.
Spectrum.
Mm.
It's colors. She works in the fashion industry.
Nice.
So Spectra or Spectrum? I'm fine with either. Spectra
I don't
sounds
know.
more like a girl, but
Yeah.
I like Spectrum.
Yeah, kind of like the French do the thing.
Yeah, Spectra. Well, that might be Ghost, which might also be kind of an illusion. Cool. So now we get to do the actual scenes of stuff. So, when we do scenes, then the first thing we're going to do is that the person who's playing the pillar is going to take one of these traditions and explain how things are getting worse with that tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, this is going to be sort of like the inspiration for the hero and the fallen to make scenes, because after the pillar does that, it would be the hero's turn to actually make and frame a scene that sort of happens, and then after that scene kind of ends, when we kind of as a group kind of feel like it's over, or when someone says sort of like scene, when it's over, then the fallen gets a turn, and then we rotate who plays what.
Right.
We're going to do that at least one full time around. After that, then we can start figuring out if we feel like our society is getting close to the final collapse part of the game, where then we have one last round, and then we narrate the collapse. Okay.
All right.
So, does anybody have any particular feeling right now, one way or another, to play any of these characters at this time? Because once we do that, then we can organize around who's playing what. So if you want, I could play the pillar if you want, and
Okay.
I can set up a scene of what's going on.
All right.
I'll then pick the hero to start.
Okay.
Alright.
So then you would play the fallen. So what I'm going to do is describe the corruption. Rumor has it, it has been spread across like news stations and like sort of like our compads and everything, that the secluded emperor has fallen ill. We're unsure if the emperor, if this is just like a rumor set by his adversaries, or if he's genuine. But our latest reports are leaning towards it being genuine. So that is sort of the talk of around the ring, if you will.
All right.
Yeah.
So then it's for me as the hero to set a scene within that frame.
No,
Right.
yeah, kind of using that as a springboard.
All right. Should it still be like about these traditions?
Yeah, sorry. So I am corrupting the government tradition.
Mhm.
So I'm causing the flaw perfectionism, which is sort of like, I know it's kind of like an undercurrent, but the emperor is sort of being subverted right now. Whether it's him hiding the fact of old age, or maybe he was poisoned by another, like an usurper or a group. The fact is that the emperor is a current, like, you know, the emperor is a symbol of power for Omega, and so this sort of sign of weakness can't be held long. Something will have to give way. So most everybody kind of has heard this rumor that the emperor has been sick. Perhaps it's only recent that it's been confirmed that he is indeed, his health is failing.
Okay. So, God. All right.
So just some extra tips about scenes, actually. Okay. So scenes are always about the hero. So the hero must be in every scene. And you should be using scenes to challenge the hero while exploring their life and relationships. The hero frames the first scene, and the fallen player will frame the second scene. As a hero, you should frame scenes that explore the hero's life, show how the hero reacts to the corruption, or show how the hero works to save the haven from the flaw.
All right. So, in my scene, all the priests get called to the emperor
Ooh.
because he's sick.
Okay.
And they have and this is ritual stuff. This is like tradition stuff that they have to do to cleanse the emperor. Like the medical staff has like been through there and like they've done everything they can, but he's still sick. So then like this tradition thing comes in, which maybe it may seem pointless to some people in the society, but it's tradition nonetheless. So
Totally.
And during this time, like the priests pray for the emperor that he gets better. Not that he moves on to a better part, but that he actually gets better, because getting worse and dying
means he gets the receipt.
Means being useless.
Yeah,
and that's bad. So
he's getting replaced.
So basically, there's like this like 24-hour watch on the emperor, with the priest always with him, and there's a scene where like the emperor is in like this massive bed or something like that, and the hero is like praying next to it.
Okay, so it's just going to be the emperor and the priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's a guard too, if we feel like it.
Do we,
I don't think so.
Okay. Do we see the emperor as being somebody who's promoting the flaw, or one of the people in the Haven? Because then, like, so if he's more supposed to be a villain, then perhaps Sose should play him, because sort of like a fallen, or I could play him as sort of like just a regular person.
God. Let's put him as the villain for now.
Ooh. Okay.
But I'm not actually sure.
That's fine.
So we'll see how it goes.
Sure. Well, Sose, you cool with playing the emperor in this scene?
I can do that.
Yep. Just basically make up stuff. Whatever. in these kinds of games, whatever you establish, as long as it doesn't contradict what we've already came up with, is true. So, kind of like an improv game.
So he's sick. Yeah, he's ill, and he's in this bed and he's resting.
Yeah. If you decide he's convinced that that he's poisoned, then you know what, he's poisoned, right? Like if you're convinced that he's failing, then he is. So it's all up to you, man.
Yeah, he's convinced that though weak he is, he shouldn't go. He's got in his head that he's this idol of perfection, and that he should not be replaced by a more, if he does fall iller, that he should not be replaced by a more suitable, person. He feels that he is like, this is his rightful place in, he should not be.
At one point during this, the hero like does his ritual, but at some point like strikes up a conversation with him, because there's like a pause in the ritual or whatever. But he says, "Oh great emperor, it doesn't have to be this way. Like you can decree that if you're sick, you'd still get to live. You're still the emperor. You have that power. You can show mercy to yourself and all the other people who are dying."
I think he's very set in, the traditions of, the weak must perish, but he's conflicted by his current situation. So to an extent he almost acknowledges the conversation, but amongst the presence of others shoots you down quite quickly. But there's that sort of hint of acknowledgement about him, if you know what I mean.
So he's trying to be like stoic by not answering?
Yeah, so he almost contemplates it for a second and thinks that, that like, while it is true what you're saying, but as the presence of the other priests in the room, he, gets that look of acknowledgement, and then,
what does the emperor's sick room look like? Does it look like an emergency room, like an intensive care unit? Like what does it look like?
I think.
Yeah. Go for it.
So I think it would it'd almost just be like a bed with like a big overhanging, like the most advanced medical technology that they can muster, sort of
around him.
Yeah, with like positioned like a big sort of moon-shaped carpet that the priests can kneel on if need be.
Oh, okay.
but it's in his color. He has his own color. Like maybe
Yeah,
it's
like super violet or something.
yeah, or maybe it's I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe just violet.
I was just thinking that because that's like the highest color that you could get for the fashion thing.
Or it could be
Yeah.
white. Cause
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, to be pure white, a pure yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So.
And perhaps the priests wear a grey.
Yeah. I was thinking the priests wear black because they're supposed to be people of all colors or something like that.
Okay.
But I like gray.
But priest says there's another option. Feeling pity for the Zion man. Priest says, I know there's others like you that are also sick, and but they still live. They must have some medicine from somewhere. I can ask them. We can save your life. But please just decree that sick people don't have to die. Have mercy. The priest is pleading with the emperor.
I think he's getting frustrated almost mostly with self-conflict about the situation, but you know, all these years of almost like self-propaganda it's so drilled into him. I think he almost tries to dismiss you, like almost asks you to leave in a sense. You know, he really wants to. He really considers it, and he's struggling with himself to come to a resolution, but
it seems so easy to give in, but he can't.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
He can't let his own values down. You know,
Yeah.
he's been upholding these for so long; they can't be wrong, almost.
Alright, so does he like
is
lash
that
out
scene?
against priest or something?
Yeah.
Because there has to be like a consequence, right?
Well, that's up for the Fallen to decide. But
Alright, well, I thought that there had to be a consequence.
yeah, but like you could do it at the end of the scene.
Okay, sure. So like then sure, like the priest made his pleas.
Yeah. Like you were trying to give the emperor like, listen, like I can take care of you, like, which seems like an anathema to society, and he's having like he thought about it and then kind of like shook his head or whatever, and
Okay.
and is stubbornly holding on to.
I think the consequence is social shaming in a sense. I think he tells the priest to leave.
Oh yeah, so like he hurts priest, right? Like he's in like while he entertained the idea of it, he like doubled down and like turns to socially pressure priest, or like put him under what do you call it, probation or something.
Yeah. And I think being told to leave the heaven per se for like basically just go home and
suspended,
think about what you've done, like
he's
for the
suspended.
day, like
Okay.
sent home for the day. I think is a big thing.
Okay.
I think his peers would look down on him for that.
Totally. So priest has been suspended as a consequence of trying to show some mercy to the meek emperor. Cool scene. So next up, it will be you again, Sosi. As the Fallen, you get to create the next scene.
Oh, God.
All right. So once again, the Emperor is sick. As the Fallen, you're supposed to frame scenes that are challenging to the hero. You want to show like the follow-up or repercussions for the hero's actions in the previous scene, and just overall put the hero in a difficult spot.
Does it have to be related to the last scene, or?
It doesn't have to be.
Because I was thinking perhaps on the way home there is you know, someone who's been given their receipt, but they've refused to, you know, go about the quiet way.
Mm-hmm.
I think perhaps maybe the hero walks past, you know, the officer, Spike, apprehending this runaway, and I think he's conflicted because he wants to. Maybe he wants to do something, but he knows he can't, as these officers are like apprehending this.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ! What a great scene.
Waste of society, per se.
Awesome,
Maybe there's a
man.
gun drawn.
Wow, that's like, all right. Well, that's pretty much straight up most perfect scene for this. So you're gonna play Spike, I guess, and then Paul, you got the priest for this round. So, yeah. So you're like, so the priest is walking down the street or whatever, and there's this commotion.
And then you'll be
and you see your lover apprehending, apprehending the sick person. Yeah, I'll play them.
Great.
It's like, no, please, it's been a mistake. I'm not sick. I'm getting better.
Yeah, and I think she like waves the receipt in the air in front of him.
Totally.
And be like,
or in front of Spike, like look at it, like it's fine. Like look at this doctor just hates me. He hates my whole family. He's been hating me forever. It's this whole dumb system. Let me go. Like I'm be fine. I have a job.
I think she puts like a hand on a weapon and says like, "It's your last opportunity to come quietly." You know, you've been labeled. You know.
So priest like jumps in between them.
All right.
So this is your lover. Like you're jumping in between your lover doing this. Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe like you didn't immediately see it. But
yeah,
now
like
it's oh, shit.
yeah, exactly. You realize it's Spike. Well, I'm sure you're wearing like a helmet and stuff, right, or whatever, as a military person.
A uniform.
Yeah, sort of that like fascist sort of uniform regalia. Totally.
Yeah. So priest jumps in and he's like, no, it doesn't have to be this way. There's gonna be a new decree soon. Like, just give him like, 2 more days.
Yeah, please. Yeah, 2 more days. That's all I need. The doctor said, oh, God, please. 2 days would be perfect. I could see another doctor in that time. I could get an appeal. Please, I'm not sick. I'm not that sick. I'd be fine. I just need 2 days.
Your use has expired. This has been, confirmed by the appropriate officials. You have, expired at your usefulness to society. You were given the opportunity to go quietly, and now, you are upsetting the balance of society. You're upsetting the.
No, I'm not trying to upset anything. Please. I just want to go back to work. Please, I have a kid. And he like struggles to pull out like a wallet.
I think she misinterprets him going for something.
Yeah,
and,
no, totally.
Draws and shoots.
Oh.
Just like blows a hole in his chest.
Oh my God! Yeah, totally.
Like, what do the weapons do? Like, do they blow holes in chests?
Oh, absolutely.
They pin people to walls.
What do you want it to do? I love the idea that, I mean, you're point blank. It does just blast a hole, like a solid hole through him.
As the spike comes out the barrel, the back opens up, and it carries people, like launches them.
Oh man,
so,
yeah.
The back goes like flat, like across, and the spike goes in, so it stops, so it doesn't hit more than one person. So it goes bang, and he like flying backwards.
Yeah, like and hits a wall, just immediately killed.
Yeah.
And like in his hand is just like one of those like pop up like
yeah,
little,
like the wallet
things.
is like half out his pocket as he's gone for it.
Yeah, and peeking out from the pocket is just like a picture of a kid.
Yeah, it's to be like.
Priest has like barely got out of the way of the shot. It's like, Spike, what are you doing?
When you described the uniform, I could only think of the soldiers from Equilibrium.
Yeah.
I put it in Twitch chat. I got a picture. That's what I thought of.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Holy crap. Yeah.
Completely, very. Like,
yeah, chat. Check out that link that Sosa just posted. That's exactly what our guards look like. Yeah. I was thinking that or Brazil.
Maybe.
Like the gas mask SWAT guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hazmat kind of suits. Totally.
So yeah, she straight up just draws and blows him away.
So priest is like holding Spike responsible for this thing
Totally.
that she did. It's like, Spike, look what you did, and like grabs a wallet out of his hands and has like the picture like opened on it and like shows it. It's like that kid's like 5 years old.
And I think she points to it, and she goes, maybe he'll be successful in life. Maybe he'll actually achieve something, and then like just almost dismissing the body, like just calls on the radio for someone to clean up, like up at Street 17, like
dispatch. This is this is code. We've had disturbance. Shots fired. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Just calls it in, just because like in her eyes, this is just every day, isn't it? This is normal. This happens.
Yeah.
They won't need it anymore. Why should she care? Like, yeah.
Damn. That's probably seen, unless the priest wanted to do something.
No, I think it's alright.
Okay. So now we rotate. So the hero would be on my left. So Paul, you play the fallen. So you become the pillar.
All right.
And then I become the hero.
All right.
Awesome. But how about describe the corruption, and then we're gonna go to a break because we're getting ready to go right at that point.
Who, me?
Yeah. So as the pillar, you're going to take one of these 6 traditions that we came up with, and you're going to describe how things have gotten worse. You could either continue playing up the fact that the Emperor is sick, like that's still going on unless something happens fictionally. But you could also start poking with with your perfectionism stick on some of these other traditions as well.
I think there's always been a thing going around where because obviously everyone dresses in these very just like plain color, single color outfits that determines like what their job is, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think people have been starting wearing just very little pins, or just little thing like maybe like a ring, or just very minor little bits of jewelry, but it's starting to become almost a common thing, and it's not the done thing, you know what I mean?
Okay. So some people are rebelling against the fashion.
Yeah, but it's
how does that tie into the perfectionism? Why are they doing that for perfectionism?
Because perhaps people are thinking less of the perfectionism as a whole and more as an individual.
Okay.
They're not thinking to try and perfect society. Some people start thinking about themselves, and they're like, I don't know.
No, that makes perfect sense. It's like the society kind of is sort of Darwinian in its manner that like through having the perfect individuals, you have the perfect society, right? Like through the small, like having perfect small pieces, you get the perfect greater piece.
Yeah.
So no, I totally see that. So like it's sort of like
in reality, obviously the constant individuality of everyone is making the whole less the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's weakening the societal's fabric.
Yeah, it's like drawing on jigsaw pieces.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore.
Awesome. Loving it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is 10:53, so we're going to go on a quick little 9-minute break, and then we'll be back for the third hour of Once Upon a Game, where we're playing Downfall.